Hey everybody, welcome to a very short pop-in edition of Marilyn's Cafe Society radio show on YouTube. Now today is, or this evening I should say, is June 22nd, 2019. This is the second longest day of the year, everybody. It feels good, right? You just get extra energy from the daylight, from light. Yeah. How you doing? I'm your host, Marilyn, and again, it's just a quick pop-in. I hate to sound like a big baby, but we're not going to have the show as usual today because I had a few days where I was kind of challenged physically, and so I needed lots of rest, and so here we are. And then I still had to do the day job, so here we are with just a very short edition of the show today. But I tell you, just the mere fact of summer arriving and lots of sunshine and daylight and all that it brings. Today was just a beautiful day. I don't know about you, but after work, I just kind of got out there and enjoyed some of the sun and appreciated the beauty of the summer season and the flowers and all that good stuff. I thought about jumping on the highway and going to the lakefront in the big city of Chicago, but I had to rethink that because this is a very event-heavy weekend for the city of Chicago, and there's just a whole lot going on. And I talked to a few folks earlier today who shared that they, and their crew went to the city last night, and how horrific the traffic was. So I changed my mind about going to the lakefront. But listen, there will be plenty other opportunities for that to happen. You should do it too if you live in the area or, somewhere near water. It's just has a calming effect on us. But be careful. We keep hearing about these stories of sharks and now sea lions that are coming, even into the shallow waters in these big oceans and attacking people. So be careful if you do go to bodies of water that have those type of fish or ocean animals in them. All right. All right, so I do have on this day in history, and this is quite interesting, so I did want to share it with you. On this day in history in 1847, supposedly, the first donut with a hole in the middle was created by a sailor named Hanson Gregory. Now, in an interview some decades later after this discovery of the hole in the middle donut, which he is attributed to making happen, he cleared up that story behind how he actually put the hole in the middle of the donut. Now, he said, despite all the stories out there that he put the donut in the spoke of the wheel, the ship wheel, and lo and behold, the donut with the hole in the middle was created. He said that's not true. So his version of how that happened was he said he intentionally thought about how he wanted to make eating the donut easier, because apparently back in the day, donuts are made up of dough for the most part, dough nuts, right? And so and the reason the nuts are in the name of a donut is because the makers of them would fill them with nuts. And his mother, Elizabeth Gregory, was the person who made these donuts for him before his big sailing trips for himself and the crew. And, he said, sometimes eating the donuts with the nuts in them in the middle, mostly in the middle part of the donut, became, kind of too much for them. So he said that he took the donut one evening and got a top of a tin can and just put it in the middle of the donut, cutting the middle out, which had all of the filling, which again, and in his case were, hazelnuts, walnuts, and a variety of nuts, because he didn't want them. So he cut out the nuts and was just left with the round donut-shaped donut as we now know it. And that's his story, and that's what he's sticking to. So just some interesting information there, FYI. And that, again, was in 1847. Now, on this day in history in 1944, President Franklin Roosevelt signed the GI Bill of Rights to provide broad benefits for veterans of war. Now, the bill provided rights and a range of rights and money to help the men who went to war for their country, which included jobs, education, homes, and so forth. And, just a nice, strong safety net for the veterans coming back to start a new life with new opportunities back home here in the U.S. So kudos to him for doing that. All right, and so in music on this day in history, in 1963, Stevie Wonder, back then he was known as Little Stevie Wonder, released his first single entitled Fingertips. And it was the first live non-studio recording to go to number 1 on billboards. And back then in 1963, he was all of 13 years old. How about that? And fast forward to 1990 on this day in music history. Please, Hammer, don't hurt him. Yeah, that album by MC Hammer became number 1 in the U.S. All right? All right, so yeah, folks, like I said, it's a short show. No cafe news, no stock market updates, no entertainment news, not even cafe talk, because you guys have not even responded to the past 2 cafe talks. So I'm going to put you to work. Go back to last Saturday and the prior Saturday's YouTube show and listen for the cafe talk question and chime in. I'd love to hear your thoughts about it, all right? All right, the karaoke moment, the next one is coming. I promise. And, just be sure to go to Twitter, Facebook, the Maryland's Cafe Society website, the blog. I do have the new blog up. And, of course, right here on YouTube at Maryland's Cafe Society. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment, everyone. Again, happy summer to you. And before I leave you, I want to tell you what love is on this day. Love is catching the bride's bouquet. After all, it's June, and this is, or at least it used to be, the popular wedding month. So I guess the cartoonist is kind of playing on that, but I like it. All right, so remember, if you don't do anything else next week, be sure that you live, you laugh, and you love. As always, it's a pleasure and a privilege even just to pop in for a minute. We'll do it again next week, right here at Maryland's Cafe Society on YouTube. Peace, everybody.